Hey there, and welcome to Soul Church.
Our prayer is that this message encourages you wherever you may be in life. Why don't you drop us a question or comment that you might have below?
You know, we've been hearing so many stories about what God is doing in people's lives, and we'd love to hear yours. So take a second and send your story to stories@soulchurch.com.
Thanks again for joining us today, and we hope that you enjoy the message. God bless.
Heard me enough. Today's a day that where we get to honor. There's something that shifts, I think, in the atmosphere when honor is here. And so today is Remembrance Sunday, and we've invited Nick Chapman, who has served this country for 36 years, and he's going to come and he's going to lead us into the 2-minute silence. So why don't we give a round of applause to Nick, who's going to come up here. Thank you, Nick.
Guys, can you take a seat, please? In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. I am one, but I represent the many. The time of remembrance is for all British and Commonwealth forces who've taken part in wars and operations since the Great War. That is not thousands, but millions of men and women. Now, Remembrance Day has 3 central themes. Firstly, the sacrifice of the armed forces community from Britain and the Commonwealth. Secondly, the contribution of families. And thirdly, the innocent civilians who have lost their lives in conflict. The Royal British Legion is the national champion of remembrance. Its purpose is to make remembrance understood and available to all, and to pass it on to the next generation. For this year, the theme has been Remembering Together. Communities have been asked to come together, join together, and remember together the service and sacrifice, friendship and collaboration of the men and women of Britain, the Commonwealth, and our allied nations. Now, wearing a poppy is a very personal choice, reflecting individual experiences and personal memories. But the red poppies are made and distributed by the Royal British Legion as a symbol of remembrance, and the monies support Legion work. Surprise you to know there are 10.5 million people today who are eligible for Legion support. But why was the poppy chosen as that symbol of remembrance? During the First World War, much of the fighting took place in Western Europe. The landscape turned to mud with bleak and barren scenes where little or nothing could grow. There was one notable and striking exception, the bright red Flanders poppies. This was immortalized by many, including in the poem In Flanders Field, written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, which was the poem I recited. But it was Anna Guyen, a French woman who met Earl Haig, the founder of the British Legion, in 1921, who persuaded him to adopt the poppy as that symbol of remembrance and for the Legion. It's 100 years since Remembrance Sundays began in 1919, and it's been the time for the nation to pay tribute to the valor, loss, and sacrifice of all combatants and non-combatants of all wars and operations involving British and Commonwealth countries. And as many millions have done at war memorials in every village and town across the country for the last 100 years, we reflect on the human cost of war. We remember those who lost their lives, been injured or mentally scarred. But we also remember those who've left behind, partners, mothers, sisters, and friends. Men and women from this country have been killed in conflict in every single year since the introduction of Remembrance Day. This year, the British forces have been deployed to 41 different countries on operations as diverse as anti-poaching in Africa, anti-piracy in the Arabian Gulf, disaster relief in the Caribbean, capacity building in South America, Cold War operations in Eastern Europe, and combat missions in Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq. So please, I ask you to remember those that are today deployed, defending the nation and their families that wait for them at home. Now, as we prepare for the 2 minutes silence, I would ask you to please stand. This act of remembrance can be conducted at any time, although today at Whitehall the main service was at 11 o'clock, as it will be tomorrow on Armistice Day. Traditionally, there's an exhortation followed by the last post, and then Reveille, and then the Kohima epitaph. We will have the exhortation followed by the silence, and then the epitaph. It was King George V who personally introduced the 2-minute silence in 1919. The first minute is for all those who returned from the war, and the second minute is for the fallen. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today. Can you please take your seats again? Thanks.
I don't think I could possibly imagine what it's like to fight in a theater of war like the men and women that have fought for our freedoms have. And I'm extremely grateful to those that have gone before, to people like Nick, who's given 36 years to serving our country. And I know there's possibly others in this service. So if you have served in the armed forces at any point in your life, or your immediate spouse has, could you just stand for a moment? Because I think as a church we would like to honor. Come on, why don't we put our hands together and thank these people for your sacrifice, your commitment. We honor you guys. Thank you so much. Heroes, absolute heroes to all of us. And team, you did a phenomenal job in putting that together, especially in the Wonder Season. So Brett and your team, can we honor them? Well done.
Thanks again for tuning in. And if you said the salvation prayer today, we'd love for you to email connecttofaith@soulchurch.com so we can talk to you a little bit more about this incredible decision that you've just made.
Yeah, and if at any point in the service you felt moved to give towards any of our local or global initiatives, then head to soulchurch.com and click on the giving at the top of the page.
Thanks again for joining us today, and we hope to see you again soon. God bless.